All right, not that this will affect you personally, but there's a crackdown on the porn.
Oh, no.
It's a crackdown on the porn.
Where?
Well, we'll find out.
Cannot be X videos.
No. They're not saying they're removing sites or anything.
Oh, good. Okay.
Porn users will have to prove their age before they can view images online from April after a new law passes.
What?
Yep.
So I'm going to have to go through an extra step?
Probably.
Of saying that this is my age?
Probably.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Why do they got to slow me down?
Porn users will have to prove their age before they can access images online from April under a new law.
Okay.
Websites which harbor content which is more than 1/3 pornographic will be obliged to verify the age of all visitors under the new law.
Okay.
The regulations had previously been delayed as the government needed to iron out the underlying issues with the new proposed regulations. The law is expected to implement age verification checks for anyone wishing to access porn in the UK from April. So you're safe. It's in the UK.
Oh, it's the UK.
Yeah, you're safe. One of the suggested methods to verify the age of viewers would require those trying to access porn to input bank card details to all pornographic websites they visit.
There's things that I might be willing to give as ID, not my bank
Yeah,
statement.
I agree. I agree with you. That's why you need to get that chip under your skin so you can just wave it in front of your scanner.
No, I need to start downloading porn like crazy so I have a good backlog.
Its purpose is to protect children, of course it is, online. However, some academics have pointed out that the measure may not be effective in preventing minors from accessing porn.
Yeah, especially since you can just go to Google. I'm sure Google's not getting shut down from this.
Yeah.
And I mean, for God's sakes, you can go to Google and search anything and you can find it. You know, I mean, honestly, you don't need to age verify to go to Google.
Sure.
This isn't going to work well.
The law has also prompted fears over surveillance, cybersecurity, and blackmail. It has also suggested that the law could put government ministers and other high-profile figures at risk of blackmail if their embarrassing habits were observed by the hackers.
Wow.
Hey, did you know your prime minister searches UJIS? UJIS. Bob was so funny last week with that.
Yeah, that UJIS is a pretty decent site, actually. But dude, you know, and hackers are already doing that for gullible people. They're sending that fucking email that says, "I've got your password."
When you were changing servers and things,
yeah,
I got probably a half a dozen of those emails.
Of course, yeah, and it had some password that you used once, like 10 years ago or some shit. You know, because that's like the lesson to learn is that, you know, these hackers will scare you with a password that you've used or do use if you've never changed them, you know, in the past. And the trick is because everybody's been hacked now.
Right.
You know, if you think about it, you always see those stories on the news that Facebook was hacked and YouTube was hacked and everybody was hacked. Well, what do you think they got? They got your fucking passwords. So they just look you up. There's, you know, it's easy to find. Here's your username. Here's your email address. Here's your password. Then they mail you, and then you freak out and say, okay, how do I fucking work this?
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, they got my information. What am I going to do?
They're going to send video to all my friends of me jerking off unless I fucking send $3,000 in Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah, I'll do that because that makes sense. I'm sure they'll delete like they said they will if I send them the money.
Sure they will.
Shut up. People are stupid.
Yeah. Back in November, Culture Minister Margot James said she hoped legislation would be in Parliament before the end of the year of 2018, but that websites need time to get up to speed after that. She told the Science and Technology Community's inquiry on November 13th that the impact of social media had taken longer than hoped, but we have got it right.
Well,
Under the current scheme, adult websites have to provide their own verification software, which will then have to meet standards and checks carried out by the British Board of Film Classification.
Okay.
Miss James says, we can expect it to be in force by Easter of next year, and I make that timetable through the knowledge that we have laid the necessary secondary legislation before Parliament. I am proud of getting a slot of debate. Let's see. I am hopeful of getting a slot to debate it before the end of the year. We've always said that we will permit industry 3 months of getting up to speed with practicalities and delivering the age verification that they will require by law to deliver.
Okay.
We've also had to establish with the British Board of Film Classification, which has become the regulator, and they have had to consult on the methods of age verification. So it will take longer than I would have liked, but I would balance by a confidence that we have got it right. Miss James also said a deadline to speed up the removal of harmful content on social media is among the legislative measures being considered by the government in the bid to protect young people.
Well, thank God. We got to protect the children.
Right, of course. Where's their parents?
Yeah, sure. They can't be held responsible for what their kids do in the house.
Right, of course.
How dare you say that, Neely?
It compels social networking sites to remove illegal content within 24 hours of it being reported or face the fines.
Well,
when asked by Labour MP Liz Kendall whether the government was considering such a move, Miss James responded, yes, I mean, that would be one of the aspects of what may require new law as opposed to many of the non-legislative measures that we're still developing. The minister warned there are some gray areas that is deemed illegal content and whatnot, which is expected to be addressed in a white paper this winter.
Isn't the UK just getting overrun by Islamic terrorism?
They are.
But they're worried about fucking dick pics on the internet.
Pretty much. That's what they can control. They can't control the Islamist terrorists.
That's just brilliant. Just brilliant.
Well, that's pretty safe. I mean, you don't have to face anybody regulating porn.
Yeah, that's true, and it's a soft target. It's one of those that you can't really lose the argument either. Who's going to be the one that stands up and says, no, we need to let more underage kids see porn?
Yeah.
Who's gonna hold that candle?
Nobody.
Of course.
But again, it's this whole, see, we're doing something. We're doing something for the betterment of everyone.
Mm-hmm. It's just cheap. That's some politicians' cheap campaign slogan for the next election that they're in. See, I put forth the porn restriction bill.
Right.
Stupid.
Well, again, if they had to go out there and fight Islamist terrorists, that means that there would be people face-to-face, maybe hand-to-hand combat involved.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, well, let's legislate porn because that's pretty safe.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we could claim a victory and say, "Look, we're watching out for your betterment."
We're taking care of you. So stupid.
Yep.